Welcome to this look at a new mod map on Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. This is Antigonia. This is a new mod map out by ManTruck29, 164.96 megabytes download. This is set in northern Greece. I think this is the first Greek map we've had on console. It might well be, you know. There are no mods on this map. The map maker hasn't put any mods in, so as far as vehicles go are under build mode. There's nothing like that. Contracts are available. If we go onto our screen and scroll down, you will see there are contracts available. There were more when I did my testing as I went round, but yeah, contracts are available on here. There's no biogas plant. The map itself, let's go back up, looks like this. On New Farmer, we start with plot 1 here with a small field, some farm equipment and a farm. There's no sleep trigger off the start. On all 3 game modes, there's no sleep trigger. We can talk about slot count in a moment, but as far as field prices go, you can't buy anything outside the edges of the map, but everything else is pretty much purchasable. The smallest field, I would say, is probably down here around field 7 for 14 grand, and they kind of go up in price, varying through the mid-sized field, smaller to mid, up to, I think, some of the larger fields, field 40, 36 is 342 grand. I think field 18, 348. It's probably the most expensive you're going to pay, 331, yeah. There's grass fields and there's crop fields. What else was I going to say? Oh yeah, now there's an information about AI, and it says if the field is smaller than field 4, which is this field here, AI is not available, which should mean you can't hire a worker. So field 4, bigger, you should be able to hire a worker. Smaller, you shouldn't. That's what I'm getting, what I'm reading from that. Now it also goes on to talk about in the description what you can and can't sell. It's not cryptic in so much as it does say there's removable fences, and then it just says gates. Well, there are gates. It doesn't say whether they're removable or not, but then we get further on down, it says some fields are not meant for big vehicles. They've got fences and stuff around them. Some fences and gates are not removable. Walls, houses and sheds are not removable. Now, before you think, oh, well, that's no good, you'll see as we go around, slot count as well, there is so much open space and so much scope for, it's kind of a build it yourself map in so much as the map is here. Of course it's here, there are some sell points, but there is a lot of scope for adding to this and adding fairly easily. So even if there are areas with fences or gates and stuff or walls that you might find annoying or intrusive, there's plenty of open space to do other stuff. We don't start with a sleep trigger, but on New Farmer we do start here. On all 3 game modes you start with all the vehicles and machinery that we're going to have a look at. The fact there's no sleep trigger, it's almost like I've said before, double-edged sword. Sometimes it's good to have a sleep trigger in and you've got your sort of home base. On other maps it doesn't matter now so much on console because we can have multiple sleep triggers. It was more of a problem when you can only have one. But there's no sleep trigger, so you can place it wherever you want, and there's so much around the map, so many little farm houses, and there's barns and buildings, as you see there's another one over there, so you can set your farm up wherever you wanted to realistically. So if we talk about slot count then, 569 on New Farmer, 564 on Farm Manager and Start from Scratch, a difference of 5. Now as far as I can tell, the only difference is over that direction there's a silo. I think on Farm Manager and Start from Scratch you don't have the silo. That's the only thing I can see as being a difference. But as far as start machinery and equipment goes, we've got a Velga trailer just there. We do have a pickup which we're going to be using for going around the map. Through here, we got a light switch on these? I don't know, have we? We have got the Nordsten seeder, we've got our cultivator and plough, we do have a harvester and header trailer, and we've got a Bura tractor. That's it, that's the start equipment. Like I say, you get that on all 3 game modes. Now, because the slot count's only 569 anyway, I haven't, normally on a map I would sell the start equipment and machinery to see what you could get the slot count down to, but realistically it's low enough anyway that it's not too bad. So I haven't. I mean, you'll get it down a little bit more, maybe down to the low 500s. You know, that's kind of where we're at. So we'll have a whiz around the map. There's not a lot of sell points. It's not a big map. It does say it's designed to be a vintage map, to use vintage machinery, old stuff, small stuff, that kind of thing. You might get away with some mid-sized machinery. It depends what fields on here you're going to want to use. Let's get the gate open. I think it opens outwards. Fingers crossed. Yup. Now, this being a Greek map, I was I looked up online for Antigonia, and it was an ancient Greek city place in northern Greece, and it was the Romans, I think, pretty much demolished it. They knocked a load of stuff down. I was expecting to see maybe some shrines and temples and stuff like that. There's nothing like that. It's farmland. You know, the thing is, most countries, you see pictures of countries and you see the tourist places and the places to go. A lot of most countries, it's just this farmland and where people live and stuff like that. It's not all just littered with artifacts and places of historical interest. But yeah, I thought there might be a little bit of something like that. I'll show you on the map where we are and where we've been, the same as I always do. So as we head round, we come to the first of the sell points. Now, I'm going to put it out there before everyone starts hating on me and everyone gets angry and starts disliking the video. When I do my mod reviews and map tours, I try to do them as a tour, a review, kind of a bit of everything. I try to remain as positive as I can with all of them, and there are lots of positives, like I've already said. There's lots of scope for this map, which is amazing. But I will say this, it may be the map maker's first map, I'm not too sure, and I'm not knocking the map maker. There are places around the map I feel it's a little bit possibly unfinished, is what I'm going to say. But then again, that could be intentional by the map maker to give you the scope to put stuff in where you want it to be. I mean, that's, I guess, the first sell point we come to, and this is a kind of point in case, case in point, whichever one of those, pick one of those, and this is the Cemetery of Antigonia. So the sell point's just here. But other than that little building there's nothing really resembling a cemetery. It's a little thing. It's minor things like that. It's the only thing I'm going to mention about. You'll see as we go around the map, you know, there are bits of the walls here. You've got ends of walls, like wall caps and stuff on these bits. And then you've got these ends of walls where there aren't any. Again, could be absolutely 100% intentional by the map maker. But it just, I don't know. It's and you'll see that as you go around the map. That's all I'm going to say. It's, you know, there's a difference between a map being a build-it-yourself map. It's complete, it's done, it's ready to go, but it's a map that's designed specifically for you to just go with it and build what you want. This one has that feel, 100%. But there is an element of it, I think, may be just a little bit. There may be an update. I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. So anyway, carrying on around the map. It's not going to take long. Like I say, it's not a very big map. There's nice sweeps and stuff, and there's, like I say, there's plenty of areas where you look and think, oh, okay, that might be quite cool for this. You got to remember as well, we're at that point with FS22, with landscaping and with mods and stuff like that. There are so many mods, and with the slot count being so low on this map, you could put a ton of stuff in. I mean, you know, you could really make it as immersive as you want to. And that's the same goes with any map like this, any map that's designed to be a kind of, you know, there's a difference between a map that a map has got what you need, and then there's the map that you want. You can make it the map you want, I think. Anyway, carrying on. Like I say, I'll show you where we are on the map in a little while. We have got two sell points up here. We've got the old barn, which is the one with the grate, and then to the right we've got the old barn bales. Now this is a similar sort of thing. It's not been put in by the map maker, but there's plenty of old barn mods. You can put an old barn down there, matches up with the sell point name, that kind of thing. You can place it where you want. You can put, you know, there's no animals on the map yet. Again, there's plenty of space for putting those. Yeah, it's a lot of scope. Right, onwards. Got to remember to take the correct turning. I think it's this next one here. We turn down here. We come to, which is in essence, I guess, the main town square, I think. With some decorative objects, fountains, that kind of stuff. I reckon you could, you know, jazz it up a little bit. Fuel point to the right hand side. Vehicle store, just there. With the workshop trigger, just there. Across the way, we've got a livestock market sell point. Not livestock market sell point, livestock market. Not a sell point was what I've got on my notes. So it's just a livestock market. Often on a map you'll have start livestock market, then livestock market sell. This is just livestock market. Then we go back out onto that road. Did I mention collectibles? It says there are 20 collectibles. I haven't come across one yet, not gonna lie. I haven't found one. Had a bit of a kind of scan around. You know, you kind of get that feel on maps. You think, oh, there's likely to be one here, or there might be on there. I haven't found one, but it says there are 20. So, left-hand side, we've got the Church of St George. And that's the sell point. Church of St George, I'm assuming, is that building there. Then we cut in around here. Then take this turning here. So this is coming up is the Farmer 400 silo. Now, interestingly, it does say ownable on the description. It says ownable silo. So that's a 400,000 litre standard crop type silo. It's not a multi-fruit or anything like that. But if I go into build mode, because it's here, I can sell it if I want to. I don't own the land it's on, but I guess on New Farmer, when you start with it, you do own it. It does say ownable, but I guess we do already own it because we can sell it. So you can either build this up as a farm area, add more silos, or you could just get rid of that completely, put the silo over by your own, wherever your farm is. It's entirely up to you, but there is a silo there, 400,000 litre off the start. Then we continue on north. When we get up to the last two sell points, I'll show you on the map where we've been. And we come up to, on our left hand side, the Leonidas grocery store. I like that. Every time when I saw it on the thing, it just made me smile. I like that. Leonidas grocery store, and we've got the football field sell point, which is just here. I will say I was a little bit disappointed there wasn't a football field. I mean, most places, like where I grew up, you know, there was a big field behind where we lived, and that was the football field. There wasn't a football pitch on it. We just played football on it. Jumpers for goalposts and all that, you know. But anyway, this is the football field. There's your sell point, just there. If we come onto the map, we started off here at the main farm area where the machinery and equipment is. We went down here, crossed the bridge to the cemetery. We then came all the way around there, took this little track up the back there, up to Old Barn and Old Barn Bales, just there. Then we came up there, down that road, to the main town square, vehicle shop, fuel point and livestock market. We then went up there to Church of St George, then round the corner to the silo. Then we came up here and we're at the Leonidas grocery store and the football field, and that's the map. There's some fields out to this side, just here, but like I say, as we head back down, it's just a short drive from here back to the main farm. You can see all the little houses and farms and things scattered around. There's a couple of sheds and buildings, so you can place your you know, if you're playing on your own, you can set your farm up wherever you like. Straight down this road and we'll be back to the farm. And that's it, that's the map. That's Antigonia by ManTruck29. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free, and if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.